We starting off with Dahmer?
Yeah, let's start with Dahmer.
All right.
Let's do it. Synopsis, how we doing it?
I don't wanna, you hear me? Don't wanna glorify the thing, you hear me? What we saying? Can you read it like what? No ideas?
I got one, but I ain't saying it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to be the bad guy, man.
Yeah, I got one.
I can just think of do like some kind of like a news reporter reporting it on the news.
All right. Okay. Story of the Milwaukee Monster told from the perspective of the victims, a police and incompetence that allowed the Wisconsin native to go on a multi-year killing spree.
Cool. It's like headline news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I was outside with the mic.
Ah, I see.
And it was like windy. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bulletin.
I see it now. I see it. I see it with my own eyes.
All
right, let's get into it, man. Dahmer. This is Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer who ate people.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's actually written by someone called Ian Brennan, who did Glee. He did the thing for Glee.
What is it?
Yeah, he's a writer for Glee, which I found pretty interesting, considering the type of
did you watch Glee?
I mean, Roxanne watched Glee and I was just there, but I will say that put me on to Journey, the song. What does they sing?
You're gonna sing it for us?
I'm trying to think. If I could remember the words, I'll sing it right now. That's the whole time.
Oh, okay.
They took the midnight train.
What, Glee put you onto that?
Well, I mean, it made me learn the words properly.
Oh, I mean, you hear that on the radio all the time. Just around.
Yeah. What radio stations do you listen to?
It's not the radio stations I listen to. I said just around.
Well, you have to listen to a radio station to hear that. So what?
No, I don't listen to. I said you hear it just around on radio stations. So you might be going into the shops. You might be in Tesco's. You might be, I don't know. You just hear it around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the radio station I listen to.
Okay.
Yeah, the key words were just around.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
But yeah, also written as well by Ryan Murphy, who also was a writer from Glee. So I didn't actually put them two together, to be honest. I was like, it's a bit odd.
It's interesting.
Go on. What?
I
found it very interesting. I'm like, wow, you talk about diversity,
isn't it?
Right. Glee.
Had they nothing in between? You don't know about anything in between?
Though I'm sure there was, but I can give you a little rundown now. But the main things that I know, that I knew their name from, was that they
was Glee.
Glee. So yeah, Ian. There we go. Ian Brennan. You've got Cooties. Never heard of it. Scream Queens. The Politician. He's doing The Watcher as well.
Okay.
So that's a new series coming out.
Well, nothing that leads to something like Dahmer.
The Watcher movie is supposed to be a bit of with Bobby Cannavale.
Okay.
So that's supposed to be like a thriller sort of thing, but nothing to do with...
I was more looking for something that led from
like a murder thing.
Yeah, just see if you
Or someone who I wasn't surprised to see, and it was Evan Peters. Because you seen American Horror Story?
No.
Yeah, he does well in that. But do you know what? A couple of years ago, he actually quit the show. And it was very confusing because the show was like sick.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would you quit? Like I was just thinking, maybe got bored. But when I see this, I was thinking maybe he quit to get more time with this.
Possible.
So, but yeah, he'd been playing serial killers. In that.
And well.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, he was in the X-Men's as well. Quicksilver, Never Back Down. So he's been
active.
He's been working. And obviously, I think after this, he's gonna get some.
Yeah, the phone's ringing.
Yeah, definitely. His agent is.
Yeah.
Is excited and happy.
Let's get into some of that. Let's get into the cast.
All right. Well,
some of the acting.
Well, okay. Let me just mention a couple more of the actors. Richard Jenkins as well, who plays his dad.
Dad, yeah.
Step Brothers, your favorite movie? No.
No.
Okay. Shape of Water.
I've never seen that.
No.
No.
It's all right. It's not his best. Not the.
I've never seen that.
What's his name again? Who did it? Pan Labyrinth guy. Sugar. I forgot his name. But yeah, it's not his best, but it's a good movie. Worth watching. The Visitor.
Yeah, I see him. He's just one of those guys though that you just see.
He's just around.
Yeah.
You just see him popping up.
You see him pop up
in places. And then obviously the last person you got is sorry.
But yeah, he is definitely one of those characters you see about. Are you looking for, what's her name? Niecy Nash?
Niecy Nash, that's it.
Niecy
I knew her
Nash.
name, but I didn't want to say it and then forget what I was about to say. Yeah, Niecy Nash. So yeah, she was in it as well. I see her in Renault 911. Did you use that? Watch that.
No, but I know about it. So I've seen it.
911. That was all right. But that's why I know her from.
I've seen her in like little roles. She's popped up and played like little cameos.
Yeah, I've seen her
She's
about
done a few sitcoms and stuff.
I've seen her about, but I haven't. Oh yeah, Michael Beach as well played the Fed, the Black Fed.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So those were the ones that I clocked.
Yeah,
but yeah, all right, cool. If you don't know about Dahmer, first of all, I was confused that people didn't know about it. I mentioned before, but I was confused because
he's one of the most popular ones.
That's what I mean. Like I could understand like
Gacy, not knowing Gacy. I can understand
Gacy,
that.
yeah, because when he did, but that was. Just quickly touched on that. That was so weird that they mentioned it because they wasn't even in the same time frame. Like Gacy was before
That's
Dahmer.
what I thought, but then I just thought I got it wrong.
No, he was before Dahmer. Like I'm pretty sure like his whole reign ended before even.
Yeah, see, I thought he was more old school, but I wasn't. When they showed it, I was like, well, I'm not too sure if this is fact or fiction.
They kind of played it off like there was other ones going on now, and he's one of them. But I was like, have I forgot the story? But yeah, I could imagine people not knowing Gacy, but Dahmer, he's like their Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
for England. So I was like, everyone, if you don't know, you know the name. I would have thought like Dahmer, but you just didn't know what he did. You would have thought he was like a baseball player or something.
It's true. I thought like, and it's true because it's one of the things that, like I said earlier, when I reference, it's like when people say, like, oh, I can't believe someone did this. Like, I'm never surprised because I've always known a story like Jeffrey Dahmer. So when people say, oh, I can't believe they did this one, I'm like, there's people out here eating people.
Yeah.
Like,
Cooking them up.
Yeah, so it don't get no worse than that. Like, anything before that is not surprising anymore what people do. You hear me? When you got someone that eats people.
Cooking and eating them.
How do you want to get into this one?
All right, let's slide in. First of all, pause. I'm behaving myself. I need to be careful.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
I started this one now, and because I'd watched so many documentaries and I'd known a lot, I was already confused because initially I know the guy's name, Tracy. I think Tracy. That's the not Tracy. What's his name? Why can't I remember anyone's name today? The last guy that got away.
Oh, the one that was it Tracy? There was a lot of T's. There was a Tony. I feel there was a Tracy. Anyway, the last guy.
And I remembered his name as the one that got away. So when they were showing it, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are they doing it this way? And I always remembered because I had watched the actual court clips. And I remember that they made a big thing of him saying he wasn't gay, he wasn't homosexual. So I was like, why they got man moving real homosexually? Like because
there was a lot. He done a lot.
He done the most. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not here saying even if you like boy, because if someone's gonna eat you, like you do what you do. You do what you gotta do. Like
it was.
no one.
I didn't want to laugh, but it was a bit. Like, it was mad.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, cool, but I didn't really understand. But for someone who didn't know that and just started watching it, it'd be like a good intro. And even myself, I watched it and I was like, okay, cool.
What, how they started from the end. And
how do we get here?
Did you know they were going to go back? Because when I saw that, I was like, oh, where do we go from here? It's going to be a long court case. Yeah, I just thought it would be flashbacks, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. They literally flew back. Do you know the funny thing about Jeffrey Dahmer? Yeah, it's gonna be mad for me to say this, but whenever I watch the documentaries, yeah, I always feel a bit sorry for him. Like I always feel a bit.
Why?
Because he's so like introverted and just like always just seemed that he just wanted a friend. And
even after watching this, you feel that?
no, but after because they always usually start with his childhood.
Yeah.
Whenever I've watched the documentaries and stuff, they always start with his childhood and his mum and the relationship with his dad. And
You felt like that before this?
yeah.
Okay.
Like whenever I watch it or being reminded of his childhood.
Because you know that's like a big thing that they were saying about this, how it kind of humanized him. Like that's one of the bad points that they're saying. They're saying,
But they do that. They do that in most of the documentaries because they always try and link it to his childhood and his mum, and that's why they made a big thing about the brain. Do you know what I mean? Because they wanted to know exactly like where it went wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? But I always do feel a little element of there was probably a point where he could have been caught and maybe things might have been different. But then he cooks people.
I didn't.
Yeah, but you're a robot, so it doesn't.
No,
those things don't.
Bro, I'm a robot. You're feeling empathy for a flipping cannibalistic serial killer, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, bro, that is not the time to call man a robot.
But you are a robot anyway. So.
No, I'm not a robot, bro. Like, stop trying to push that narrative. We're gonna stop a few narratives and shit, bro. You're always trying to push some kind of agenda. No, I'm not a robot, bro. Right. Just don't cry over birds crying. I mean, birds dying, bro.
First of all, it's a penguin.
Yeah. Whatever, it was getting killed by a bird.
Bro, but I don't know why you keep bringing that up.
Because it was a poignant point in this podcast.
Yeah, but you saw Wagwan, bruv. He was getting moved to by the fucking birds, bruv. And he made a relationship with the family, bruv. And he had just about learned back how to fly.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
Yeah. Same reason why you got sympathy for my man.
Well, you take the piss, bro, man. Stop bringing that up, man, because it's not nice.
Bro, it was something that happened.
Yeah, it's Pengy, innit? You saw how the family
calling
reacted.
It a name as well.
That's his name. It's Pengy.
Bro, get back to the story and you feeling bad for a man out here
I felt
drilling holes in man's brain, putting acid in them and turning them into zombies. You felt bad for a man that does that.
I felt bad when they talk about his childhood.
Obviously. Do you feel like his father teaching him and showing him that roadkill has a part to play in why he may be
I think
a little
it
curious?
Piqued his interest, but it seemed by that point he was already interested anyway. So
do you think his father? Do you think his dad's to blame for that?
No, I reckon regardless if the dad helped, did that or not, he would have started opening things up himself.
Because that's what I thought. Because to me, the gist I kind of got was the dad was kind of into that anyway. They didn't really they had the most awkward relationship, and that was like a common bonding ground. So like he could have grew up to be a flipping surgeon for all we knew from that. You hear me?
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that he went left, I wouldn't necessarily blame the dad, but
no, I don't blame
that's
that.
like some commentary that I'm hearing. I'm like, I wouldn't really say that.
Nah.
I more blame the awkwardness that him and the wife had and how that may have reflected on my man, because that was some moments where I was like, oh, that was a bit nuts,
and maybe if he would have taken Dahmer with him when he left, that might have made a difference.
Yeah.
Because, the mum was... Well, how they made the mum out was not good.
Yeah. Did you find this disturbing?
Well, yeah, of course. Like I think... Again, it's going to sound mad. I think... With some of the other kills and stuff, I've seen a lot of movies and documentaries and this, that. So some of them don't really think about the little 14-year-old boy. I think there was 2 14-year-olds, to be honest. I think so, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they touched on all of them, but I'm sure there was another 14-year-old boy. Yeah. But the little boy, especially as one, he had already took his brother before.
Yeah.
And the brother got away. And 2, what he did to him, I think that one really was like...
It's so weird because I found that more disturbing as the episodes went on and they kept making reference to that one. Because when it happens, it's like, it touches on it and whatever.
Yeah, but you don't know...
Not really. But so you start to find out more exactly what happened to it, and it starts to get a bit like, that is a bit nuts. And you obviously start picturing like, oh shit, like, that was kind of crazy. Yeah, like, that was a crazy one.
That was too much, Jeffrey. Like, that was like I don't know where we're going now. That was like,
Yeah.
you know, there's some sort of, it's weird. Like, you know, when them people have their own codes. Yeah. So their
What kind of code?
Their codes are like different. Like, you know, like they're like, oh, well, I wouldn't, I'd kill women, but I wouldn't kill a kid.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I'd do this, but I wouldn't do that. Whereas when he did that, it was like, where's your code? Like, what we,
Yeah.
so we're just anything now, really. Like you like toddler, like whatever. Like we just, no one's safe.
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah, like
I only just now got what you mean.
Yeah, nobody like you're on
Well,
anything.
women.
Well, yeah, true. Well, yeah, fair enough.
There was no. I think the only time he got aggressive with a woman was with his grand.
With his grand.
Yeah, bro. That was mad. Yo, that was. I was like, my guy, over the mannequin. Is that what we're doing? No. Is that what we did? Bro, that whole setup of how he even took the mannequin, I was like, because at first I was baffed at what he was doing. And then when you see how he was pet, I was like, really? Really?
He was so upset at that mannequin, boy. It's like, where's my fucking mannequin? Like, rotted, cuz. Everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Everything that's
like,
gone
he
in.
lost it. But yeah, so it was weird.
What do you think about, because a lot of people are talking that try and bring a racial element into this, saying that he was only going, like he was going for predominantly black people, etc. Do you think there was like a racial element to his kills? Or his
it
victims?
didn't seem like that in the film. It seemed like that was the area he was in. So I say that, not that I don't think there wasn't, it's just that didn't really portray like he was purposely going for black guys. It just seemed like, oh, you're in a black area and that's my type. You hear me? Do I think there was? It's hard because everything else is so disturbing. The one thing I actually didn't really get was racism from him. I didn't get racial. Like I didn't get. It didn't feel racial for some reason. It was just mad disturbing. Like after a while, you kind of lose touch of like the color of the person. You're just like, this is another human being. Period. Isn't it? You start thinking like that. So I don't know.
I agree with you. I just reckon it's just the area he was in, because before he got to that area, he was only killing white people. Like it was only like it was just white guys that it was around. It's just who was around. And the area he was in was a predominantly black area.
And I feel like black was his type, like 100%.
Well,
he had a thing for black guys.
They made that, there was, I think it's episode 6 or 7, where the whole episode they built up his kind of like relationship with the one particular.
Oh yeah, that
episode was deep, you know.
That was a really good episode.
That episode was
like a really
deep,
good
bro.
episode.
Like deep.
That
like
kind of.
But that's the type of thing where I say like, not that I feel sorry for him. Not that the episode don't make me feel sorry for him, but there's something going on. Like there's something there. Like it seems like he was missing.
Yeah, he weren't all there. That was that moment where you're like, yeah, you're fighting something.
Yeah, you
like,
got demons.
Yeah,
demons.
like some mad demons.
Demons.
It almost seemed like he genuinely liked this one.
Yeah,
like he wanted to.
But
then at the same time, he couldn't fight away the feeling that man had to just. I don't even know. Because at that point, it's like some of the reasons he gave for doing this, because he wanted this person around. He wanted to feel closer to this person. So he did that and he ate this and boom, boom, boom. Like, what would have been missing if you was in a relationship there? Like, so that was an awkward one for me to think, all right, cool, but you could have had what you're yearning for.
Yeah.
You hear me? So, yeah, that was a difficult one.
That episode was really good. It really... and I also wondered why they particularly touched on that one. Was that just because of there seemed to be a more element of a actual relationship developing, or because it lasted a little while.
If that is true to form, it went on for a little while.
Whereas the others seemed to just be nights,
one night stands.
Yeah. What do you reckon about how they was talking about the police and their negligence?
Bro, that was a complete madness. Like complete madness, because with that I've been able to hear some of the calls. Like obviously they got videos of some of the, and it's like, yo, that's a complete madness. Even I don't even know if they really got the award, but even them getting the award and that, like, and it's so nuts because so much shows draw so much attention to how the police are such like a gang and like they protect their own. Like you can own, well, not even just shows, real life will show you that. You hear me? So it's like really hard to see otherwise. You hear me? It's like, no, that's how it is. I can imagine that's how it is. That's what it was. But for something like that, yeah, that was kind of...
Part of me thinks that what goes through your mind? Like what's going through your mind? Like
what, the police's mind?
Yeah, like I'm
just pure negligence. That they don't care.
I'm sitting there thinking, right, I'm here. There's someone on the floor here. He's drunk, yeah, and there's someone saying, "Oh, you need to go upstairs," yeah. I just can't see how I'm just gonna be like, yeah, okay, go with him.
But if you don't care about,
well, yeah, you'd have to not care.
Yeah,
but
like you don't care. You're just here at work, man. Just here. I don't.
Then I think sometimes, like, how much stuff must they see that turns out to be
something
nothing.
crazy?
Nothing.
Oh.
Like, so there's a drunk person on there. It's, it's just my boyfriend. He's drunk. This, that, and you're just like, whatever.
But
man,
as the police, you just, it's hit and miss, isn't it? Sometimes it was worthwhile. Sometimes it weren't.
It must be hard, you know. It must be. Like, I know that particular situation was shit, and
but that's what you're getting paid for, bro. Like you just have to address the situation. Yeah, but sometimes it ain't nothing, sometimes it is.
Yeah, but think
like
about
you can't take that risk.
But think about it. Like I said, sometimes it must be hard because there'll be times like I'm driving, I've had a drink or something. Yeah, I've been pulled over. Yeah, and then the guy's chatting. So like I pulled up outside my house, and I've got out the car, and they've actually come to the door. Yeah, they've actually come to the door. I actually went to take a piss. I went to take a piss. I was waved, bruv. Yeah, like waved. I was at my house, but pissed around the corner. That's how waved I was.
It be like that sometimes.
Got to my house, and they've come and knocked on the door. Yeah, and I've opened the door, and he knows. Like he knows. Like he even said, I know you was driving because I've touched the exhaust. Yeah. So and it's warm. I know you was driving. So, but. He was like, don't leave your house, just go sleep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has no idea, Wagwan. I might be a woman beater, yeah? And I've just come home and I'm drinking now and I'm about to go beat up my wife. And I might beat her to death.
But that's a different kind of
scenario. But to him, he really and truly, he should have arrested me and took me to the station, but he hasn't.
No, for what?
Because I'm driving. He knows I was driving.
Well, yeah, but he's kind of seen that you got home and there ain't no sense of like, concern or
but how do you know? Because like you said, it's what you get paid for.
The police were getting told. What are you talking about? How are you comparing the situation? The daughter was telling them, no, this is a situation, it looks dodgy. 3 people were there saying it looks dodgy. He's not the age he's saying he is. He looks more than he's just drunk. Yeah, but now it's a cause of concern. Yeah. If there was people outside your house saying, no, you can't come in, like he's aggressive, boom, 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 the police has to now address that situation and go and check. But there was no cause of concern there. You're home. Like, you're lucky. I caught you home. I'm letting you slide, but I can see that you're about to go to bed, so go in on your bed. You hear me? But if you had, like, kids there and whatever not, and they look frightened and they knew that when you get drunk, when you come back inside, it might be a mad thing, now it's a cause of concern. Yeah, now it's down for that police to make an assessment and see, you know what, let me just make sure everything's good. You hear me? That was the biggest thing. There was 3 people telling him, no, he's not 17. Even that weren't. What's the age in America?
He was 14.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And they were telling him that.
How does a 14-year-old look like a 19-year-old?
Oh, crazy. And he didn't.
He didn't.
He looked young.
Like, he looked like a youth.
Yeah, young. Yeah, it was crazy.
Why wouldn't you just take him in the car?
Because they didn't care. You know what I mean? But you don't care about something. You don't care. Like, it's whatever. I don't care.
Why wouldn't you even check people's names?
What part? They don't care, man. Don't care, man. What they don't show, what they don't know won't show. I'm drinking juice in the hood. You know that?
Yeah.
All right. Did you think this was good though?
Yes. I thought the way that they. First of all, we haven't even touched on Evan Peters' performance in this.
Well, I was gonna get there.
His performance was almost immaculate.
Yeah,
like it was almost immaculate from all what how I've heard of him, what the documentaries, what I've seen of him. This that like it was almost immaculate.
It was
literally like his he might need help himself after this. Like he might.
Someone said that apparently
he might need.
Apparently, flipping. He's saying he kind of needs a break from this role, but I can't imagine that because it's not his first rodeo in a dark role. I know this is a bit different because you have to tap into someone that actually existed,
and I feel like this was longer. Like this was in that role way longer.
Yeah.
If you get like, I feel like
he could have sat.
He could have sat in that. I feel like he probably had to become him.
Yeah.
For like, do you know what I mean? Like probably because his portrayal was crazy. It was so.
He's gonna win. Like, and apparently that's what they're afraid of. Well, not afraid of, but that's some of the critique as well. That this is. Well, I think that's where it is with the true stories that no one really wants to come to light like that. It's a bit like The Winning Time with Magic Johnson, you know, where someone don't agree with it. But when the show's actually good, it's hard because now people like it. Yeah. Now it can go up for awards and now you're glorifying it even more. But that's like the pros and cons of actually making one of these shows and it actually bangs.
Yeah.
You hear me?
And there's probably some people out there who going to try reenact this as well. That's what you worry about as well.
That's what I'm saying. I mean... Look, he had a fan base when he went in jail. That was mad.
Comics and this, that. And
bro, that was mad. Because you know what? Unlike you, I knew quite a bit about Jeffrey Dahmer, but not via documentaries and stuff. It was just someone I always heard about. That's what I'm saying. Okay. He's like one of the popular serial killers you've heard about. I've listened to podcasts on him. I've watched a few documentaries, but I hadn't known much about the court cases and the victims and all that. I just knew about this Jeffrey Dahmer guy that ate people. You get me? So yeah, this was really good.
This was
really good. In a way, too good.
Some of it wasn't true to form.
No, but at this point, we understand how entertainment is entertainment. Yeah. You've got to tick some boxes, and the rest of it is like I have to make it enjoyable TV. You take what you take from it and go do your research. And I think even sometimes part of the design is so you go back and say, "Oh, this wasn't true to form," and blah. So you continue talking about the show. You get me? So. It is what it is. I wasn't too fussed about it. Some of the things that you find out ain't true is a bit pissed because it's like, oh, that was kind of
it wasn't
like with the neighbor. Like she wasn't actually a neighbor. Like apparently she lived like across the road or something.
Okay,
like that. So that makes a big difference in terms of like the smells and blah blah blah. But it is what it is. You hear me?
Yeah, this was dope. This was done well. It was shot well. The directing was good. The writing was good. The acting was stellar.
They caught the time period so well.
Yeah, I feel like that whoever deals with that, like whoever likes costume and set and like they're
that's
underrated.
That's a mad important role because you notice the difference when it's not like that and you're like, I didn't really feel like I was in the there 90s. Sort of whatever not. So when it does happen, it's like, no, that's an important job right there.
They definitely caught that element. But okay, let's get into it. So is this a watch it or not for you?
It's a watch it. It's a watch it for me. I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to go into all that about it. It's a shame what the story is about or whatever. No. Yeah. It is where it is at this point. But if you're... A lot of people are into, like, murder, especially documentaries. Women. Yeah. Especially women love a little serial killer, but I tell you. But, yeah, if you're into all that, this is definitely a watch it. Watch the documentaries, do your research. But, yeah, this is really good TV, just in general. It's a bit disturbing.
It's long as well.
Yeah.
Long. 10 long episodes.
10 hours.
Yeah. But all now I can't get people to like that, whatever.
Yeah, it weren't subtitles for one. That's a big part.
Fair enough. Whatever. I'm going to check if they put that in English.
Yeah, so watch it though.
All right, yeah, from me, this is a watch it as well, 100%. Really good. Well done to everyone involved. I will echo Zush's sentiment in regards of it's a shame what it's about, which I feel like will probably hinder it from being praised as much as it should be.
I don't feel like it is.
Don't reckon?
Honest. There's people that don't want to watch it because obviously they don't really into things like that. And the ones that are watching it kind of like it.
Yeah.